Nein, jetzt ist er verwirrt. Ja. Hello, everybody. My house is a little bit loud. It's a little bit busy here, but I was able to sneak away for a minute and offer some commentary for y'all. What looks like it's going to be a really, really good match. Can y'all hear me? Make sure that I'm all on and set up and ready to go. I see Simo in the chat. Simo's playing. All right. That's great. That's good to know. So I just kind of snuck in here. I have my son's birthday party today, but it doesn't start for about an hour. So I said, hey, these runners are awesome. We've got 4 runners on stream with sub 50 PBs in a Staggered Mayhem showcase race, which I kind of wish I was a part of, but at least I can do some comms and offer up some commentary for these great runners here. I'm familiar with all 4 of our runners. Simo just started recently. Simo has been crushing it lately, has knocked like 4 minutes off of their PB in a really, really short amount of time. Fat Scott has been grinding 90% for quite a while to get that sub 50 time, and I seem to remember when Break Jake and Tiberius not so long ago were above 50, so really close race. It'll be really interesting to see. I don't think I've ever seen a Staggered Mayhem showcase with such a small offset between so many runners. So it should be exciting. For those that might not know what the Staggered Mayhem showcase is we take our runners' personal best time and then we start them staggered, basically like that. Ideally, if our runners are all on PB pace, then what we're going to end up seeing is that they will all end at Mother Brain approximately at the same time. So it'd be really, really great if we can get 4 Mother Brains on screen at one time. And this is an any percent race. So our runners are going to get as few items as possible for what they feel is enough for them to finish the game. So I'm not entirely sure what type of safeties we'll be seeing from our runners. This is pretty standard stuff for any Super Metroid speedrun right now. As you just seen, Break Jake is out of the early Supers room. Our other 2 runners, Tiberius and Fat Scott, have already done that. Simo is making his way up the climb. So not too much going on outside of, what you would be used to seeing. So possible safeties we could see some, a Spazer Beam upgrade could be a potential safety. Possibly early ice, although I do not expect it. I would imagine our runners are probably going to run 4 tanks, 4 energy tanks. That's probably the safest way to run an any percent in a race. However, I have seen Simo, I believe, run 3 tanks in the SG Live tournament, which they did a very, very good job in. So I managed to catch at least 1 or 2 of Simo's races in the SG Live tournament, which is, I believe, still going on. Some really, really exciting matches there. So, check that out when this is all over. So we got Bomb Terizo here. Simo is spreading the drops out, get pretty good drops, but, ended up with, I guess a 2-round Bomb Terizo. Break Jake getting a swaggy D-boost there in Green Hill Zone. See where Tiberius is. Tiberius is just tailing behind Fat Scott just a little bit. Fat Scott is about to go for their trade fight, which is always exciting. We can take some bets in chat, you know, how many quick kills we're gonna see. It looks like it's just 4 runners this time. I wanted to run, but I didn't know if I could commit to the time. And as you see, I was a little bit late getting on commentary here. You know, had to get ready for some family stuff I got going on today. But if I can't race, I can calm. And these runners are all a little bit stronger 80% runners than I am anyway. So I don't know how much I would have added to the show. Ooh, Fat Scott firing that super just a little bit too early. Doesn't get the amount of damage to end Kraid before Kraid has a chance to stand up. But this should be a pretty fast cleanup depending on when Kraid opens his mouth. And boom, just like that, Fat Scott takes out Kraid. This will give Tiberius, if Tiberius can pull off this quick kill, he'll be able to pull in just a little bit closer to Scott. Looks like Scott overtook Tiberius. I'm not sure when. It was probably before I jumped on stream here, and Tiberius nails that charge shot quick kill, which is just another kind of quick kill you can do. A lot of runners prefer to do a 2 missile strat, 2 missiles and then 3 supers. So basically, you're trying to stand in the right pixel and then fire at Kraid to get Kraid to open his mouth, and you know, fire a super with just enough time to keep Kraid's jaw open so you can fire the requisite ammo to end Kraid before he has a chance to stand up, and that is known as the Kraid quick kill. So Fat Scott unable to pull that off. Tiberius making some time. Oh, Fat Scott having a lot of trouble in the party zone there. Those key hunters are really giving him a push right there, and that's going to bring Tiberius probably within about 10 seconds to Fat Scott right now. Yeah, the offset 11 seconds. Wild. Yeah, it's wild. So all very familiar runners to anybody that's been watching Super Metroid lately. They all do a lot of categories. So very nice to have them run. And welcome to everybody in chat. This isn't any percent run. So our runners are going to be getting as few items as they feel they need in order to survive the game. So we're probably going to see at least 4 energy tanks from all the runners. Simo is as good as they are. I wouldn't be surprised if Simo decides to, go with 3, but it is a race. So you need 3 E-tanks and Varia suit to survive in any percent run. That's fairly optimal. We're probably going to see 20 to 25 missiles, and we'll see 10 supers from both of our runners, and I'm just gauging by sub 50. I haven't seen a spazer pick up by any of our runners, so no spazer safety. So that's my guess. I'm guessing everybody's going to go probably 20 missiles, 10 super missiles, 1 power bomb pack, Varia suit, gravity suit, and we do have all KPDR, which is Kraid Fantoon Ridley. Kraid Fantoon Dragon Ridley will be the boss order. Yeah, Staggered Mayhem basically means that the runners start based on their personal best time. So if you see that Tiberius Vision has a 49-minute and 58-second personal best time, whereas Simo has 45-minute and 30 seconds, hence why Simo started 4 minutes and 15 seconds after Tiberius. So you can see the offsets right there on the screen. And, it should be really exciting, especially between Tiberius, Fat Scott, and Break Jake with their PBs being so close. But Simo's been in prime shape for the last couple months here. So I am actually, no offense to the other runners, I am actually expecting Simo to be able to catch up probably by Lower Norfair. That could be a bold prediction here, but I got a lot of faith in Simo. All right, Simo going with Kraid. I actually did not notice if Break Jake got the quick kill on Kraid. Simo's going with a backup here. Missed the first attempt. Oh, getting some rocks with Kraid. That's not good. Gonna make the quick kill a little bit tough. And there you go. So Simo needs to get 2 more super missiles in to end Kraid. And we've had at least two prom dates. Yeah, I think we'll get 4 Mother Brain 2s, provided all of our runners can survive this. And Simo takes down Kraid, no problem. Only loses about maybe 10 to 12 seconds there on the Kraid stand-up, maybe 20 seconds. We got a nice little high five going on between Fat Scott and Tiberius in the speed hallway. And Break Jake, is roughly a minute behind, which is close to the offset there. So we got to get Break Jake's got to get through Rising Tide and then go up Bubble Mountain, the same as our other runners did, to gain early access to Speed Hallway, which is another like early supers is another. I'm sorry, I'm a little tired. Another sequence break, as the game wants you to go down there. As you see, Break Jake is going up. The game wants you to go down and circle all the way around to the right. Areas long forgotten from Super Metroid speedrunners. You know, casual runners that don't know how to do this sequence break here that Break Jake is doing. This is a sequence break. This allows you early access to speed and early access to Wave Beam, which Fat Scott just picked up right now, and Tiberius just right behind him in double chamber on the way to get his Wave Beam. Wave Beam is known as the largest sequence break in the game. As you see, there's grapple blocks above there. If we could not get Wave Beam right there, what we would have to do is we would have to go all the way to get Ice, and then all the way to Alpha Power Bombs, and then all the way to Croc, and then all the way back here. So if you want to see that, go watch a Nintendo Power Percent run, and you'll see a more or less intended Wave Beam pickup, which is absolutely absurd. So, but we're not talking about Nintendo Power Percent. We've got any percent right here, and very, very excited to watch these 4 outstanding runners. So, Fat Scott in particular, very, very active in the Discord. The basically all the Super Metroid Discord. Simo's on there as well, and Break Jake. Not sure if Tiberius is in the Discord, but I would imagine. So if you want to chat with these, they're very friendly people. I wonder if Scott's going for Alpha Spark here. I would. I always go, especially if you get the Crate Tank. You got 3 tanks right now. Come on, Scott. Let's get this. Make the Hockey Towner proud. GG. I love the Alpha Spark. Sometimes when I skip Crate Tank at any percent, I even still go for the Alpha Spark, even if it, you know, might end up killing me when I go to Wreck Ship being too low on energy. Just swag. Sometimes you got to go for the swag. See if Tiberius has some swag. Oh, come on. 2 Alpha Sparks. Let's go. Really good red tower climb by Fat Scott right there. De-boosting his way through Hellway as Tiberius is not letting Fat Scott gain any more ground, just really tailing very close behind. Ooh, Break Jake getting a little spike damage there. Break Jake's going to want to watch his energy a little bit. Should be okay. Probably not going to go for Alpha Spark. Just kind of depends on what kind of drops he's going to get coming. They're going to get coming out of Bubble Mountain. You know, not in any immediate danger, but you'll see where Fat Scott and Tiberius are heading to when you go to Wreck Ship. You're going to be doing 1 or 2 Shine Sparks, one to get across the moat, one to get across the ocean. You can sync them together and do Ocean Fly. We'll see if any of our runners go for Ocean Fly. I always go for Ocean Fly in 80%. I mean, come on, it's basically free. Kappa. That is true. They would have to sign up. They would have to be in the Discord to sign up. So sometimes I say moron things because I'm up late at night, and, you know, Fat Scott opting not to go for Ocean Fly. Picking up the moat missiles. Looks like Scott's going 25 and 10. Ooh, Scott is taking extra safeties here. Wants to make sure that he has no problem finishing the race. And that ammo count will come into play a little bit later. Really good short charge right there from Scott, making both of those Shine Sparks look like it's just absolute child's play. Simo doing some ammo conservation there. Looking really poor on his ammo right now, to be honest. I guess opted to just skip the Batcave farms and just roll right to Wave Beam and, you know, YOLO it here, which is probably more favorable in old route, which is KPDR, what our runners are doing right now, because you have more farming opportunities, I believe, than you would have in new route. And Simo losing just a ton of time in double chambers, which is a lot of people call the real worst room in the game. Double chamber is kind of wild. And we have our first Phantom fight right here. Scott has 1 power bomb, so I think we could potentially see an X Factor attempt here from Scott. Not exactly sure. I think Scott goes for X Factors instead of just Dopplers, but, you know, we'll figure out. And that's a special beam attack that you need to have power bomb selected. You have to hold a charge for about 2 seconds. Scott goes for it. We'll see it. Looks like, oh, we are getting Dopplers. We are getting Dopplers from Scott. So you want to try to, you know, the goal optimally is to try to get in 6 missiles per round. I think it's 6 missiles and then 5 in a super blend Fantoon, something like that. I think Scott looks like he got 5 and 4 or maybe 5 and 5. So probably a few missiles in a super. Scott could 3-round this. It's possible. Oh, we got a quick eye open there and it disappeared. Anybody that does, ooh, here we go. X Factor attempt on Tiberius with the poplar setup and nails it. Almost gets trolled by that flame right there, but GG on that, Tiberius. Boy, this could really... All right, so Scott's got Fantoon down, but I'm going to say right here, oh my God, Tiberius just ate up all of the lead that Scott had on him, and we're about separated by 3 to 5 seconds right now. Holy cow. I don't know who's Monk ass in the chat right there right now, but I probably missed it while I was following that Fantoon fight. But man, take a look at that, y'all. I mean, that just goes to show you what can happen on Fantoon. You got there a 2-round with Tiberius, and I think a 4-round there from Fat Scott. And just like that, we are seconds apart with Break Jake making their way up to the moat and hopefully going for Ocean Fly. Simo on a tear right now, just literally a minute behind Break Jake, I think, at this point. So even with that trouble in double chamber there, Simo is making serious ground on our runners. And I mean, Simo is a runner to watch. I wouldn't be surprised if Simo could get their PB down in the 43 range here over the next coming 6 months if they continue their grind. Let's see the addicts here. This could be a potential place right here where Tiberius has... Ooh, Tiberius getting hit. Really nice speed strats there on the addict from Scott. A little bit dicey with their energy right now. Let's see how Tiberius cleans this up. Not too far behind. Nice addict spark backup right there from Tiberius. And Break Jake making their way into Fantoon. Oh, I missed Ocean Fly. You're kidding me. Oh, hell yeah. Let's see if Simo can get this Ocean Fly. Boy, am I sad I missed it. I love Ocean Fly. That's one of those like swaggy marquee strats I can get at least half the time. I do love Ocean Fly. Shout outs to Holden. Ooh, Simo nails it. We got 2 Ocean Flies. Beautiful. Now this energy right now is okay. We got some large drops. So Break Jake should be fine, but if they go for an X Factor strat, which is like I said, a special beam, you want to take deliberate damage from Fantoon, and we are going to get Dopplers, so we are not going. And I don't know if that's Break Jake just conserving some of their energy, or if Dopplers their go-to strat. But you really can't go wrong with either. You just want to try to finish this Fantoon fight. I have a feeling right here Simo is going to overtake Break Jake, and nothing against Break Jake. You can just take a look at their offsets right there and the differences in their PB and how much Simo has caught up right now. And Simo coming into the Fantoon fight with a little bit better on energy. And Simo will be going for X Factor strats. You can see him charging up that beam right now. There you go. And boom, we got an on screen. It looks like all 4 particles hit. And you can see that deliberate damage there. Break Jake cleans up Fantoon really nicely right there. Simo getting a slow pattern, which is really not what he's looking for right there. But gonna have no problem taking down Fantoon. Yeah, we got some health drops right there. Playing it safe, trying to get Fantoon off screen. Not wanting to take any extra damage there. Simo's got a couple hits to give, so not any immediate danger. And just like that, Fantoon is down, and Simo continuing the chase of Break Jake. Everything looking like it's going fairly swimmingly right now for Tiberius is really still gaining ground, and it looks like he could potentially overtake Simo, or I'm not Simo, Fat Scott. Wow, this is getting close. And we got some pretty monk-ass energy here from Scott. I would probably recommend that Scott farms up a little bit before Meridia, because you're going to have that Everest spark. Unless Scott decides to do some fancy pantsy jumping or nice entry there, the scree room there from Tiberius. And this is neck and neck. We are frames apart right now going into Meridia from Tiberius and Fat Scott. Wow. Yeah, this is going to be kind of tough. I feel like Tiberius is going to gain some serious ground here, because Scott's got some very, very dicey energy and still has to make it through Everest. And you'll see right here, Tiberius is going to spark. So Tiberius is going to pull way ahead right now. Not exactly sure what Scott's plan is, but not going to have any energy to shine spark. So this is not going to be. Oof. Yeah, Scott's trying to figure out what to do. You can gravity jump. It's going to lose some time, but I see he's trying to get that wall jump right there. So right there, Tiberius is pulled quite ahead. So if I was Scott, I would just go for this gravity jump. I mean, it's oh no, break Jake, no. Got a really bad jump in bowling and rip. Heckin'. So, and just like that, bowling takes out Break Jake. I didn't see the entry there, but you can only, so if you're at 99 energy, you can take 3 spike hits. But if you see that D boost and morphing, I think if Break Jake hadn't morphed, he would have been fine being able to make it through, albeit with really, really low health. But unfortunately, Break Jake is going to have to forfeit. So that puts Simo in 3rd instead of 4th. Nice, almost 1 round Batoon there by Fat Scott. I didn't happen to see Tiberius's Batoon, but judging by where they are, I'm going to assume it was a pretty good one. Did we go X Factors, both of our runners? I know that Fat Scott prefers the decalled strat, same as me. Ooh, Tiberius looks like wanted to farm up a little extra or just kind of bonk that door. Let's see if we get a halfie or a full halfie attempt here from Tiberius. Ooh, misses that charge, so we're going to have to do Coliseum the old-fashioned way minus grapple beam, which can be a very awkward room to move around in. The sand can be pretty trolly. Now you can do some kind of almost intuitive jumps to wall jumps off a lot of these pillars here and some D-boost off the spikes, but really, really tricky room to navigate. Scott, if he gets the full half, he can pull right ahead. I bet he's just going to go for a halfie, though. Yep. So still, the halfie saves probably at least 6 seconds. So that enables Scott to make up some time here. And Dragon is, to me, one of the true equalizers of any percent. At least for me, Dragon is where all of my PBs go to die. No matter how well I'm playing or how poorly I'm playing, this is, for me, the decisive any percent room here. And mysteriously, where a lot of us runners lose our ability to short charge a Shine Spark, no matter how good we are elsewise. All right, so Tiberius setting up for this X Factor. Ooh, misses 2 particles. That's not too good. Getting this fast swoop right there. So not really an optimal start, not an optimal pattern. Going for a nice diagonal Shine Spark there. Looks like might have gotten a little bit of damage on Dragon. Scott not getting a very good setup, or maybe I missed it. I don't know if Scott was going. I don't know why Scott decided not to go for an X Factor start, or maybe I just missed the start. But either way, I feel like. I kind of feel like Scott's going to clean this up faster. I don't know why. Maybe not after that missed spark. Oh, getting the swoops. Sometimes Drake gets the swoops, and boom, Tiberius takes out Drake. And meanwhile, Scott gets gooed. Oh, I was going to have to wriggle free from Dragon's grasp. This is not looking good for Scott. Scott can do a Shine Spark and probably end it right now. Chain damage. Woo! Survives. Gets rid of that blue suit, says, forget it. My energy's not doing too hot. But I think Tiberius has probably a 15 to 20 second lead on Scott right now, if you count door transitions and fanfares. And really nice X Factor setup from Simo right there. Beautiful 1 round Batoon. And like I said, I predicted that SEMO would catch up on our runners at some point in Lower Norfair, and I got to tell you, that's really close to happening. That's really close to happening. I think SEMO is still about 2 minutes behind our runners, but that's based on how our other runners are running, in fact. And I bet I could see SEMO getting this full halfie right there, which will save about roughly 10 seconds on what our other runners have done. Nice 5 jump there, beautiful ledge grab. Looks like it's good. And gets the halfie, but gets the down grab. So the down grab halfie really helps. And I think SEMO probably only lost about 5 or 6 seconds there, but still gets through the room much faster than our other runners did before. And we have a race to plasma beam right now, just separated by about pretty much one room separates it between it. Tiberius not going for plasma spark. I mean, it's literally not free at all, but come on, it's free to go for. Really nice plasma entry from Scott right there, gaining a little bit of ground on Tiberius. Absolutely astonishing run so far. I'm having a blast. Here we got a nice I think might have not gotten all the full damage there. Let's see if he can clean it up here in a 2-round. It's gonna be tight. Come on, maybe one more super and a couple missiles. Kojacked. Nice attempt though. Dragon really doesn't have a lot of health left, but SEMO's gonna have to be careful here. Chain damage could end this. Cleans it up. Beautiful plasma room from Fat Scott. We are so close to being synced up here. Still about a room apart from both of our top runners here, Tiberius and Fat Scott. SEMO not giving anything away. Except for, maybe Tiberius Kojackting some supers. Those who don't know what Kojacked is named after a runner who, gained some infamy for blowing supers at inopportune times. It's one thing I really love about Super Metroid. It's a lot of strats are named after runners, or a lot of faux pas and mistakes and blown opportunities. A lot of things are named after runners. It makes it really, really cool. Yeah, SEMO's about roughly, looks like about, under 2.5 minutes behind. Going to be hard to make ground, but again, you see the discrepancy in their PBs. A lot of times where people bleed the most time room by room is in Lower Norfair. Lower Norfair is an extremely, extremely technical section of the game to do right. So it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for SEMO to catch up, but, if anybody can do it. Oh, come on. Oh, just about, frames away from that plasma spark. MGA would be proud that SEMO went for that. We have near sync at Ice Beam. Wow. What a race, everybody. With that 11-second offset. SEMO getting a really nice entry into plasma right there. Dropping that power bomb. That'll take a shot off the pirates on the walls, but it will not do any damage to the other pirates for some reason. But the pirates that are on the walls will take power bomb damage. So the game is coded strange like that, It's just, some things are strange. Get a little farm right there from Scott, making sure he has enough power bombs. Scott is going to be in a much better situation in Lower Norfair than Tiberius. So Tiberius will have to lay a power bomb, and if he forgets to farm, not good. Scott takes the lead, retakes the lead. So if I was Tiberius, I would make sure that, Scott taking a safety energy refill, and we're back to sync. Come on, Tiberius, make sure you farm power bombs here. We don't want anybody having to get the power bombs a shame today. Yeah, a lot of runners aren't crazy about that fact. Aren't so crazy about the fact that the offset is like that. I don't know. I like running with an offset. I think it enables a more exciting race. It just kind of depends on what you're, what do you like to do? I could see somebody like Sloters being very good starting a race from behind simply because Sloters just loves that kind of challenge of chasing a racer. Like if you pass him in a race, he ain't gonna let that stand for long. So, but it just depends. I like running behind and trying to chase my opponents. I think that's really, really cool. But I don't know. It just kind of depends on what you want to get out of the race. If you're, ooh, boy, that's going to hurt. Yeah, let's get back to the race anyways. So we do have full power bombs from Tiberius, but by not getting fast pillars right there, that enables Scott to take a fairly sizable lead right there, especially if Tiberius doesn't get it this time. This is just one of those strats that if, I think it would have been better off for Tiberius to just do what he's doing right now and just have laid those power bombs rather than try to set up. Basically, you have one shot to do that Shine Spark fast pillars. If you don't, it's going to lose more time by trying to do it again than just basically, going. Okay, he does have Ice Beam on. I had a hard time with this color palette being able to tell if Tiberius had turned their Ice Beam back on. Really taking worst room in the game a little slower than he needs to with that energy, but again, we saw Break Jake had died earlier in a place you would normally expect an old route runner to die, so not a surprise to see that Tiberius probably playing it a little bit safe in some of these trickier rooms just to make sure he makes it through. So, we do get a Kago from Scott, albeit a late Kago, but better than riding the platform back up. Kago is kind of like a fancy name for a strat that enables you to go down through certain, enemies. You take damage, but instead of bouncing off of them, you just go through them. Really good Metal Pirates room from Fat Scott right there. Almost optimal. That up right there. And Flower House, dude. Scott, you legend. There's so much to follow right now. We have a Ridley fight. We have fast pillars recovery from Simo. We got some nice Shine Spark strats to try to take out the Metal Pirates here from a hybrid strat from Tiberius. We're going to use charge shots. Let's see if Tiberius can get the Flower House. Meanwhile, for Fat Scott has to survive for 20 shots. 20 full beam combo shots on Ridley will do the job. Energy is looking all right. Scott wants to save some of his energy. Maybe he'll get some energy off of Ridley drops so that he doesn't have to pick up the Ridley tank. I'm going to say if he takes one or two more hits off of Ridley, that Scott will almost certainly take the Ridley tank unless he gets really, really good drops from Ridley. You want to survive Lower Norfair, and the danger is not over. I mean, it's any percent, so it's pretty much fully loaded danger throughout. Ooh, good health drop. So, yeah, I wouldn't take the Ridley tank at this point in a race. Should be enough. With Plasma, you can kind of clip through enemies without taking damage if you're careful. Tiberius is looking really, really good on energy. If he can finish out this Ridley fight, he can run a much more, without taking too much damage, he can run a much more aggressive Lower Norfair escape than Scott. But Scott does have the Tuskegis and Wasteland to deal with. He's got the Three Stooges, the Key Hunters coming out of Wasteland, and then the Three Musketeer Key Hunters with Franker Z missiles at the final escape. And those Key Hunters with gravity and do, I believe, 50 damage. So Scott already looking like very problematic here. Meanwhile, like I said, Tiberius can play very aggressive coming out of Lower Norfair right now. Due to having really, really good resources. Even super count, not bad. Meanwhile, Simo gaining some ground, entering Ridley just as Tiberius leaves Ridley. And I actually expect Simo to have no trouble with this fight. Also to get out of here without needing to take the Ridley tank. So I'm expecting all three of our runners left to do 4 tank runs, which is really, really good for this. Scott looking like a very, very healthy lead. I I actually feel that as long as Scott can survive, Scott should be able to pull off this win, even if he misses baby skip. Has more than enough ground to take this as long as he survives. And yes, going nice safe strats, plasma shots, trying to kill the 3 key hunters here, and gets a big energy. So GG to Scott. Really good. Knowing his limitations, knowing that he is good enough to escape Lower Norfair without needing that Ridley tank, taking it a little bit safe. Be very, very hard for Simo to catch up at this point. Be very, very difficult for Tiberius to catch up to Scott at this point, but it is Super Metroid. I think Tiberius is just outside of the baby skip. So I think we're looking at maybe 40 seconds. So, and I'm of course just kind of doing all that by feel. I'm not really checking times here. There's just so much going on, and I want to make sure I give all the runners the proper amount of attention, because they're really playing very well, putting on a really good show for all of us. So please make sure you follow our racers. Lots of great Super Metroid content. Really good people, and definitely deserve a follow. Follow Tiberius, follow Fat Scott, follow Simo. And while you're at it, hey, if you'd like to follow me, I do a lot of commentary, and I run a multitude of Super Metroid categories. I am a fan of watching Any Percent. I do love Any Percent from a fan's perspective. I do not like to run Any Percent. So if you want to come and follow me, you'll see stuff like RBO is one of my faves, and Hundo, and runs just like that. These runners favor Any Percent. I know Fat Scott is also a big fan of GT Classic, and we all do randos as well. So very active Super Metroid runners, and please follow Speedrunners Arena. Speedrunners Arena has really great content, really good people I enjoy working with and talking to. So, thanks to WJG for always keeping us on schedule, putting together a good restream for us, and organizing these events. Tell your friends we'd like to get more participation in these in the future. I was kind of hoping this will gain some ground and become a little bit more popular. I think the whole Staggered idea it's just really fun. It's just a really fun race to do. You get a lot of runners that are very concerned about PBs. I would say that this is a really great race if you want to start introducing yourself to racing. With the PB offset, you might feel really good, not feeling like you're behind all the time if you're a newer runner. I know that these races were races that got me a little bit more comfortable racing in front of other people, because I felt like it, kind of even the playing field a little bit. It's a little Aldous Huxley, Brave New World kind of handicap situation, but if you go into it with good spirits, it's a lot of fun. And without the whole post-apocalyptic nightmare aspect of it, Hey, Spike, thank you. I appreciate it. I do love doing commentary. So, hey, follow me. Give me subs, then I can do this full time. I can do this for my job. I can do restreams. I can do commentary. I can play Super Metroid. I'll be the weakest Super Metroid player to make a living doing Super Metroid. But anyways, we got Fat Scott's got all the soldiers down at Golden 4, and will be apparently the first runner to make it to Mother Brain, depending on baby skip. Missing baby skip is not enough to help Tiberius recover, because G4 cutscene is probably like 35 to 45 seconds, probably closer to 45 seconds. Baby skip is 20 to 30 second time save, depending on how you do it. But Fat Scott's also going to have to make sure he gets enough drops here. So I did an 80% run last night, just for the heck of it. It was terrible, so don't watch it. But I 4-tanked it, but I came out of here with 3 tanks and change. Had I gotten the baby skip, I might have opted for the refill anyways, because the Rainbow Beam, should you successfully destroy Mother Brain 2, or damage her down enough, the rainbow beam that Mother Brain uses will take 3 full tanks of damage. I'm sorry, it won't take. It will deliver up 3 full tanks of damage. So our runners are going to have to survive that fight with at least 99 energy left. And here we go. Can Scott do it? You know, and also props to Scott too for having the wherewithal to pick up that extra missile pack. Now, you can finish this with 25 or with 20 and 9 right here, but 25 and 9 is looking really, really good going to Mother Brain 1. And we'll talk about that in just a minute when Fat Scott gets there. But meanwhile, let's get this baby skip going for Lag Strats. Looking pretty good so far. Oh, that last jump was just a little bit too impatient. So if Tiberius can get the baby skip, we're gonna be closing the gap here just a little bit, but it will all, you know, that'll bring things a little closer. We'll have to rely on Mother Brain RNG and Steam RNG for Tiberius to catch up. And let's not forget about Simo, who is really clawing his way pretty quickly through all the Metroid rooms. Very good job. I really wish I gave him attention. I know Simo's got some really good Metroid rooms, but you know, when you commentate any percent, it's a fast race. Things just happen really, really quickly. I'm going to say Fat Scott and Tiberius both look to be at about sub 51 time. We got some lag strat, baby, and ooh, did not work out. I actually feel Simo is going to get this, and Simo is going to pull ahead of Tiberius right now. I'm calling it. Meanwhile, Fat Scott executing a well done traditional Zeb skip and being the first to make it to Mother Brain 1. This is where you need, Simo nailed it. So Simo pulls ahead of Tiberius by a baby skip. Fat Scott well on his way to winning another Staggered Mayhem showcase. I feel like Fat Scott's won a couple of these in the last couple months. So it's going to take 20 full beam combo charge shots to take out Mother Brain 2. Now, the reason I was talking about missiles, we got 20 and 7 in Simo, which should be enough to not have a problem at Mother Brain 1. You need 9 missiles and 9 supers as the, to clear this out, or 35 missiles, or, it's basically a combination of missiles because charge shots won't damage Mother Brain 1. You have to break the glass, and then there you go, boom. Spectacular. Well done by Simo. Good ammo management. We got the same circumstances here for Tiberius Vision. Let's see if Tiberius can gain some ground here. Just opting to freeze the Rinka, stand on top, and do some straight ahead ammo shots. Shouldn't soft lock here. No problem. Playing it a little bit safe. 1 super to spare. Fat Scott's got the rainbow beam. Taking him down. All is good. All is good. Yeah, Simo doesn't have a lot to give. If Simo takes 1 catch up here or gets double hit by onion rings, that's all she wrote for Simo. So it is a precarious fight, but I don't, runners of Simo's caliber, I generally don't worry about an old route Mother Brain fight because it's just 20 shots. Now, Simo was running new route and had to do all 60. All I'm going to say is check out the race that happened last night between Gebu and Static Shock, and you'll know what it's like to go into Mother Brain 2 with 59, energy and 3 tanks. There. Yeah, that was rude, Mother Brain. Simo, you totally clutched it right there. Yeah, I don't think Simo's on pace, but Simo might be on maybe a 47 pace. It's kind of hard to tell. It's kind of hard to tell because we just have the one-timer for Tiberius. But we have our 3 Mother Brains on the screen. Fat Scott will be the first one to finish Mother Brain 2, but here we have Mother Brain 3. Now, Scott could lose some time here. No way he should. There's no way. I mean, Scott's going to have to save the animals, get bad steam, get a bad Mother Brain 3. A lot of bad stuff is going to happen for Scott to not come away with the win here. But major props to Simo for bringing it up this close. And that was a very, very hard-fought battle between Tiberius and Fat Scott. And it looked like, it's not just the baby skip could have brought Tiberius a little bit closer. I don't think would have been enough to overtake Fat Scott. So this is definitely Scott's race to lose right now. Yeah, bowling death for Break Jake. It was really, really bad. He kind of zigged when he should have zagged and did a weird morph kind of thing. And I didn't see the entry into bowling, but that was very unfortunate because Break Jake was running a really good race as well. This was just spectacular play. Other than that death from Break Jake, no major errors from any of our runners. We had a beautiful Fantoon from Tiberius and Simo. We had a decent Fantoon from Fat Scott. We had okay, pretty good Dragons from all of our runners. Really, I feel like Double Chamber was the room that cost all of our runners just a little bit of time, or at least Simo in particular. Had some major errors there in Double Chamber. But really pretty clean. Really well done race. Nice BE spark from Fat Scott right there. Saving a few frames on the traditional right side wall spark. I would imagine Simo will go for that as well. Fat Scott falling down in parlor, but again, like I said, we're going to get a 51 here, which is a very respectable time. Scott's going to be, within just over a minute from his PB, which is a very clean race. Actually, probably, just about that, because you had that only 11-second offset. So Fat Scott finishes in first place with a race time time of 51:03. Oh yeah, I'm ready for interviews. We can do interviews. So I don't know if I can interview at the length I normally have to do. We got my son is turning 10 tomorrow, and we're doing a birthday party for him today, which is probably starting right now. We got to a minus 11 seconds. So yeah, that's definitely a 50xx from Fat Scott. So GG Fat Scott on that spectacular finish. Simo, GG, well done. Simo finishes in second place with a 51:36 race time. GG. So minus 4 minutes and 15 seconds, and you can see what Simo's actual real time was. And Tiberius pulling up everybody at the end here. Gonna finish with no problem, with a just over a 52. Well raced by all three of our racers. GG's to all. So really glad I was able to jump in on commentary, because these runners deserved to have commentary for this race. And Tiberius finishes in third place with a 52:07. So, well, y'all, thank you for spending your afternoon or morning or night or wherever you are in the world. Thank you for spending your time with us here at Speedrunners Arena with these very wonderful runners here doing a fabulous job with this Staggered Mayhem Showcase Any Percent race. I hope we can get the runners in here for an interview. I do hear my guests are arriving, but I should have a couple minutes to interview my pals here. So we'll see. Come on, Scott. Let's go, Simo. Let's go, Tiberius. Let's get in here. Let's do this. I want to hear your feelings about the race. I know Chad is really excited to hear how you all felt about that. And I gotta leave soon. I gotta get out of here in a minute. I think we have Simo coming in. Simo, do we have you on air? Maybe. I hear something. Talk to me, Goose.
Yo, my microphone was turned off.
I'm just telling you. Hey, Simo, GG. Wow. What a... how close... I'm certain that wasn't PB pace, especially after that, you got hecked in double chamber there, but you got to be somewhere around, what, 47, I'm guessing? I don't know.
Yeah, it was 47:20.
Still, I mean, pretty solid to, be roughly just under 2 minutes from PB pace. I always feel good in a race if I can keep it under 2 minutes from my PB. And, with some small movement errors, a very, very clean run otherwise. Well done.
Yeah, like I struggled. I lost a lot of time at the beginning, and then And then from like Lower Norfair on, I was fine, but I lost like a minute before power bombs, which is probably what killed me in the rain.
Now, I kind of absolutely understand how all that goes, but I'm really glad I got a chance to jump in on comms here and give you guys some commentary. I hope you get a chance to watch it back and you enjoy it. It was really the race between Fat Scott and Tiberius was just out of control, and you and Break Jake looked like you were going to have a good one. It did look like everybody was going to end up meeting up at Mother Brain, but unfortunately, Break Jake took a death in bowling, had some bad jumps, and ended up morphing for some reason. Just got slowed down and just took one hit too many. But really, really clean race from all three. It looks like we're not going to get Scott and Tiberius in, unfortunately, for an interview. But how did you feel about the race elsewise?
I mean, I thought it was pretty fun. Like, I know it's always kind of stacked against you in this format if you're the higher seeded runner, but that's fine.
I actually kind of like that aspect of it. I did a couple runs, a couple of these where surprisingly, I mean, I'm a decent hundo runner, so I did a hundo where I was the last one to start, and I did a GT Classic one time where I was the last one to start. I kind of, for categories that I feel really strong about with my play, I kind of like that, chasing aspect because I feel like even if I start last with my PB being better, I feel like I can catch these runners, and for me, it puts me in a different mindset than I normally find myself in a Super Metroid race. Because I'm a good runner, but I'm not like, any percent wise, like I'm not at your level at all. I'm at a 50-40. So I would not prefer racing you like, straight up head to head. But, I feel like, I don't know. It's just a different way to race. And I think it's a lot of fun. And I always love doing these.
I think they're a lot of fun to watch, especially when all the runners start converging at the end.
Yeah, that is definitely a super cool aspect. And by the way, before I forget, GG on your performance in the SG Live tournament this year, and definitely well done. What a great thing to see you. Cut your time down from when you first hit sub 50. What about 5 6 months ago to being all the way down to a 45. It's just been incredible. So props to you on all your hard work and dedication to this game. It's been absolutely wonderful to watch.
I was stuck at 46 for a while. I was trying to get the 45 before I was out of the any percent tournament. I got eliminated, and then I think I got my 45 later that night.
Wow. Yeah, that's pretty great. Um I'm still stuck at what a 50-40 right now. And of course I'm going to have to actually play any percent if I want a PB, but
Yeah, it's because you don't grind any percent. It's like Junie.
yeah, yeah, I kind of stick toward the more memeier categories, and I kind of like the more esoteric stuff in Super Metroid. Any percent is just one thing goes wrong, reset. You know what I mean? It's just kind of
Oh yeah,
it,
it's really easy to get stuck in that kind of trap when you're playing such like an optimized category.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's kind of, I always prefer the longer categories because for me, it's just like, okay, well, this boss fight went poorly, but I know I have like 5 minutes to make up in the 180 rooms I have left. So, you know, no, no big deal. You know what I mean? So, I really have a lot of respect for you any percent runners that really just kind of grind and grind and grind, and it's just, thank you so much for doing this today. Thank you for being here. I do have to get running. This was kind of a last minute thing for me to jump in here, but I appreciate it, and I'll see you in the Discord. Anything else you want to say before we close the show?
Yeah, just want to thank you for the commentary. We didn't have a commentator at first, so it's really cool that you jumped in to do this. I know it's a lot better to watch when there's commentary, and I
Agreed.
and I want to thank the restream for just hosting the race at all.
Well, sounds good. Well, good luck with what are your plans in Super Metro? Are you going to continue to grind any percent, or are you going to join some of us fools in the more weirder categories of Super Metroid?
I was gonna be doing RBO and I think low percent ice.
All right, do me a favor though, like wait a while before you bop me on RBO because I just got a 137 and I kind of want to stay in that position for a little while. So don't catch up too fast. Take some safeties, take it slow.
I'll see what I can do.
So and when you get good on that RBO, let me know and we should race it. I love that category. It's probably my favorite.
Yeah, it's a fun one. It's intense.
Sounds good. Well, thank you, Simo, and good luck with whatever grinds you have, and good luck with the rest of your day. And everybody at Speedrunners Arena, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for the restream WJG, and thank you, chat, for joining us. We are going to raid my buddy Stovetop, who is working on a hundo grind right now, and is about 30 seconds from bopping my hundo time. So maybe we'll get lucky and see a Kev Bop today live on stream. But that's all for me. Thank you, Simo. Thank you, everybody. Fat Scott, Tiberius, Break, Jake, WJG, and chat. And I will see y'all next mission. Have a good one, everybody.